Hello everyone. In this video I'll be changing the radiator for a used one I got from Magenta 4G UK and fitting a new screen wash T-piece ready for its MOT. Also, unplanned, at the end of this video I attempt to repair the old rad. Because why not? I have nothing to lose and a new skill to gain. I start out by jacking it up evenly on both sides to raise the front so that I can get a bucket underneath it. And I also like to put some cardboard between the jack and the car to avoid cutting through the underseal. God, just look how much droop is in that suspension. I can't wait to get some nice coilovers on her. And of course I use axle stands, because you're a plonker if you don't. Out of habit, and because it's good practice frankly, I always check the bushes, ball joints and bearings when the wheels are in the air. Can you tell I used to be an MOT tester? The first thing I'm doing here is removing the overflow pipe to the reservoir and moving it aside. Now I'm looking for the plug onto the fan motor and disconnecting that. Now I'm removing the upper two rad brackets. I really should invest in some power tools. Look at me using hand tools like a peasant. Now I'm looking for a drain tap on the bottom of the rad. Spoiler, there isn't one. Right, so now I've found there's no drain tap, I resort to removing the hoses. I do this in a way that will lose the least coolant. So I'll remove the top one, then lift up the rad as high as possible before removing the bottom one. Now if you've ever struggled with spring clips, then you need this fantastic tool, spring band hose clip pliers. Here's a tip for you, have at least 2 buckets under there, because when the coolant hits the subframe, it's going to run all sorts of ways, and you won't catch it all in just one bucket. Yep, catching most of it. As you can see, I'm struggling a bit on my own here. I could do with someone to hold the rad whilst I take the bottom hose off really. Ted was watching me, he must have been thinking what an idiot. And now he's laughing his paws off as I spray coolant on my crotch and it looks like I've pissed myself. Brilliant. Okay, so now I've got the rad off, I've kept the bottom hose as high as I can to avoid draining the coolant from the block. Now I'm going to remove the spring clip so I can inspect it and clean it up, ready to go onto the new rad. The clip's a bit rusty, but still good, and the hose is in good condition. And yes, that rag is a pair of my old boxers. Put all your best skid jokes down below. In hindsight, I should have removed the fan. That would have made it a little easier. But with the D series, there's bags of room, so I didn't bother. At this point, I found that the right-hand rad mount had corroded through, and there's some surface rust on top of the subframe. So I decided to clean it all with some detergent and a brush, dry it, clean again with brake cleaner, and then apply some old engine oil to it. That'll stop any corrosion for now, and I'll have the subframes powder coated as part of the engine swap. Hit me up if you have a pair of clean rad mounts for sale. Now it's time to swap the fan over to the new rad. Here I'm spinning it up and listening to the bearings. It's smooth and quiet. Here's a look at where it was leaking from. Now I'm removing the oil cooler pipework. You'll notice these aren't on the old rad. That's because this new rad is from an automatic. I'll just cap off the pipes. Everyone has an old tin of fixings, don't they? Especially when you work on a lot of Japanese stuff, because they use metric fine threads which are harder to find, so I keep them all as long as they're not too heavily corroded. I now add a little dab of silicone just to get a good seal. Pointless really, as there's no pressure in these old pipes, but old habits die hard, I guess. Nice tight fit, and now I tighten the clamp down onto the bolt, and I do the same with the other after trimming the pipe. Okay, now the reverse process to fit the new rad. Worth mentioning is that when I fit the bottom hose, I leave the spring clamp loose to allow the hose to rotate and find its natural sitting position once the rad is fully in before clamping. It was a bit of a bugger to get seated perfectly because of that corroded mount, but once fixed in, I'm happy that it's secure. Finally, time to refill the coolant and start her up. I'll bring her up to temperature, monitoring for leaks and proper circulation, and making sure the fan kicks in when she reaches operating temperature. There's some steam coming off it until it's hot enough to evaporate the coolant that was on the rad from when it was taken off the donor. There's always a period of anxiety for me at this point. The engine's at working temperature and you're waiting for the fan to kick in. It's going to go one of two ways: overheat or fan kicks in. Anyway, the fan kicked in, and I was happy of a job well done. Now, if you have a matching pair of jacks and you're good, then you can get the car to lower smoothly and evenly. And of course, because I may have a touch of OCD, I always try to do this. Unfortunately, afterwards I noticed a small pinhole in the front of the rad. I'm not shocked, to be honest. I did take my chances buying a used rad off a similar age and mileage car, but as I said, I'm loath to spend money on this engine when I know it's getting pulled. So I just cleaned the area and covered the hole with Araldite. Now to see if I can repair this old rad, I start by removing the fins around the hole. Then I wire brush the surface and clean with brake cleaner to get a good surface to solder onto. Then I smear on some flux and heat it with the burner before trying to add some solder. Unfortunately, the solder wouldn't stick. I assume that's because it has brass cores and not copper. Shame, but I had to try. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Now just to fit the screen wash tube T-piece and we're done. I clip in the pipe and make sure the pipe doesn't pinch when the bonnet closes and test the screen wash. And with that, we're MOT ready. Can't wait to go for a drive. Now, a simple like on the video goes a long way for me, so please do that and subscribe if you're here to follow the build. Chances are, if you liked this video, then you'll enjoy another of my videos, so follow this link to the next one. Thanks everyone, bye for now.